Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We started the last episode. So far, it should be called the case of the missing violin. with the drama so far. Poor Herlock was in quite the state, but now we know what happened. Let's see. The bustling London street, the Windibank's pawnbrokery. Okay, I guess we'll go here. I mean, it makes sense, right, to go to the pawnbrokers, because yeah, apparently we got our violin and our viola mixed up. Jeez, a lot of bits and baubles here, hey? I wonder how a Japanese pawnbrokery would compare, because reading Escape's Suzato made it sound like it was quite different. Or like, you know, like the Japanese pawnbrokers are quite different, so I'm curious what that is. So this is a British pawnbrokery. Oh my! There are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before. Ah, Suzato-san. And that spark of wonder in your eyes. You can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I get the impression that you enjoy places like this. Oh yes, I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things that I don't understand is a real thrill for me. My dear fellows, let us not forget why we are here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. We are calling on matters of business, not pleasure. True. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging from the spark of fury in his eyes. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, well, welcome back. Dude, Sholmes is gonna fuck you up. Yeah, did you hear that brazen welcome? Well, yes. We are potential customers after all. We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruhodo, and it's time to inform Mr. Windibank of our ire. Come! The fight is afoot! Okay, we don't need to actually fight him, I don't think. But first, let's do a bit of examinations and such. I like to examine new areas. What are you doing, my dear fellows? We're not here to browse for interesting curios. We have come to teach this broker a lesson. Oh, but there are just so many fascinating items. It looks as though we'll have to talk to Mr. Windibank first before you could explore in here, Mrs. Otto. Okay, fine. I'll fucking talk to Mr. Windibank. Mr. Windibank, about this. Let me see. Well, I'll give you 2 for it. No, I don't want to pawn it. Oh, yeah, okay, I guess that's what he's about. Wait, no, wrong button, sorry. Anyway, let's talk. Or rather, let's be fucking Karens and, complain about shit. Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. Yes? This second-rate fiddle is not my favorite instrument, Mr. Windibank. The color of the wood is different. It has holes in it. It's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes. I'm so very sorry, sir. How utterly unforgivable of me. An inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends. Oh my god. Oh Jesus, that's... I've seen this before, this animation before, but seeing it for my own 2 eyes in my own playthrough it's still something. Holy shit. I was about to take my own life! I don't think that would be necessary, do you? If I may just say one thing before I pop off. Yes? It was you, sir, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe. Sorry? As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch your violin when I heard... here it is. You did? And when I turned to convert you, you were taking the wheel and left, sir. However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly at my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble and grouse any longer. May this scum die with me. Oh, no. Stop, my dear fellow. The fault is mine. God, the animation where he falls back is funny. I like it. Yeah, just calm down, man. It's really not that serious. Phew! It would appear that the fight is over. I do humbly apologize, Mr. Windibank. Evidently, my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy. Well, you wouldn't be Mr. Sherlock Holmes without that, questionable disposition, would ya? I do believe you may be right, sir. Yeah, at least he's acknowledges it, I suppose. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose. You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I need to remind you of the peculiar collection of items you brought through my door in the past. Oh? Peculiar items? In the extreme, ma'am. For example, the unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work, the novels of Sherlock Holmes or some such. Oh my! A new, full-fledged novel? Pop Windibank. Huh. And unpublished? A story I've yet to read, you mean? Forgive me! Wait, before you die, you must tell me more! Oh, jeez. Cesaro-san has her priorities straight. Again, I would say to suggest, calm down, sir. Put the guns down. You have a lot to live for. I must know more! Tell me everything! Wow, Cesaro-san is really fired up now. Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof? Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see? I should like to entrust this to your care for a while, Mr. Windibank. For a chest like that, 1 shilling, sir. Not a farthing more. That house is something of very great value indeed. The latest manuscript recounted the adventures of one Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I beg your pardon? A manuscript? You wish to deposit a manuscript? Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And that was that. That's what Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Otherworldly? What, did he fucking confront aliens? in this latest tale? Ah, Mr. Sholmes? Is that really true? Also, yeah, are you really that bad off for money that you need to pawn all your shit away? I know you said all that stuff about, being like a vault or whatever, but I don't know. I don't think you need to drop off everything you own to this man. Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? Then kindly continue to store my belongings securely. Of course, sir. Of course. They're safe and sound with me, I assure you, on my life. This is all very strange. I wonder, can I ask you something? Ah, gentleman from the East, I see. Ah, yes, but same old suit. I suppose I could offer you, sixpence for it. Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat, dull. Sorry. Aha! But for your splendid attire, ma'am, 5 guineas, no less. The colors were exquisite, the design exotic, Eastern artistry at its finest, may I say. Oh my! 5 guineas, you say? How interesting. Why do I feel as though I suffered some sort of defeat here? Oh, yeah. Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard it said that pawnbrokeries, whatever, are used rather like banks here in London. Oh, yes, sir, indeed. Many of my customers utilize the establishment as you described. I appraise their items and offer them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure stowage. If, when that time, they will pay the original sum to me, plus the agreed interest, their items are happily returned. But what happens if they don't pay you the money? Well, it's mine now, bitch. None of the items are offered for sale in my shop, as you can see on the shelves behind me. Bro, do you have a human skull back there? Well, maybe not a human skull, but do you have a skull back there? Holy shit. So you never sell items before the 2 months has passed, then? No, that's right, ma'am. That's right. Which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's precious belongings be lost, the only recompense is for me to end it all. Oh no, please don't. Nah, the very idea, Mr. Windibank, is an absurdity. One should never talk of one's demise so casually. Bro, you were just talking about wanting to die earlier today. Says the man who was telling us all it was a good day to die only this morning. Yeah, exactly. And let us not forget that I have already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. Oh, what sort of measures? I engineered a simple device, which Mr. Windibank has installed here in his shop. I call it the Red-Handed Recorder. Is that not so, Mr. Windibank? What was that deep sigh about? Oh, yeah, what about it? What on earth is a red-handed recorder? Use your eyes, my dear fellow. There are 2 just below the ceiling. I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some, sort of timing device. Very astute. It is indeed a camera, furthered with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. At every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. Here, we have an example I can show you. So you have like a primitive, like security system, basically, or security camera. That's interesting. Yes, a print from the camera set to record the activity at the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive it produces a crystal clear image, even in darkness. Even Jesus, man, where are you, fucking Jimmy Neutron? Really? That's extraordinary. Yes, you can clearly see the counter and the door behind it. Look. Bro, that's better than, like, fucking the modern Ace Attorney camera technology. Like, most of the time they can't even take shit, you know, in color. Or they didn't start taking shit in color till fucking, Dual Destinies. Like, jeez. Here this is with, like, night vision, shit-ass, fucking color photography. Ah, so you see, was someone to enter the premises with ill intent, his identity would be summarily exposed. But, do not say that the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals. Ah, indeed, as you say, my dear madam. Then what if the incident were to occur in between times? Ah, one can only say, that would be a cruel twist of fate. I must confess your devices have given me some cause for espresso as of late. I beg your pardon, Mr. Windibank. Ah, surely they're anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word. But it's the cost of the film, sir. You most graciously placed not one, but 2 cameras in my shop, after all, which means I must pay for nigh 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of the film will break me before I'm very much older. Oh. I mean, yeah, I guess it is kind of expensive. Ah, nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbroker, you know? My dear fellows, we've verged on an age where safety and security come at a price. Oh, heaven help us! I'm guessing you're someone who takes your, valuables quite seriously. Well, now then, Mr. Sholmes, allow me to return your precious violin. Ah, the very thing! Haha, thank you, Mr. Windibank. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you try to pop, Because if anything were to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer. I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. Oh, fear not. Sorry? I've only loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed. That's, not really what I meant, though. Ah, good day to you then, Mr. Windibank. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes. So, Mr. Naruhodo, now we can explore at last. Okay, yeah, fair enough. What about this? Well, look at that enormous ledger open on the counter there. Ah, Mr. Windibank is, if nothing else, very particular about recording the items that he accepts. He'd have to be, otherwise he'd get himself into all sorts of trouble. Which might explain the thing that catches my eye, more than the ledger. That gun. This revolver here. Ah, do not entertain even a single thought of pilfering an article herein, my dear fellow. I assure you, Mr. Windibank would not hesitate to draw that weapon with a speed belying his portly size. Oh, fuck. That sounds, that's kind of menacing. Oh, you don't mean he'd... Ah, blow his brains out? Indeed. In recompense for his blunder. Oh, okay, I thought he was gonna shoot us. Uh-huh. Oh my. But in any case, of course we would never do such a thing. How could you even suggest it? Yeah, I mean, we're not filthy fucking thieves. We're cool dudes. And not just a fat Jack. Ah, there seems to be a little door hidden behind that curtain there. Ah, that leads to the storage room, where Mr. Windibank keeps articles that are currently in pawn. Ah, I see. Ah, there's nothing of particular interest inside. I certainly wouldn't recommend any loss in this activity. God, why do you keep fucking... it's just thinking we're gonna steal shit. Come on, bro. There is but one key, and Mr. Windibank keeps it in his pocket at all times. And before he sleeps, he places it into a small pot, which he slides under his pillow. Help! How on earth do you know about that, Mr. Jones? I am a detective, sir. It is my business to know what others do not. I am frequently assailed by information that I neither care for nor wish to retain. Mr. Sholmes, you are a wonder! And the prime suspect is this pawnbroker he's ever burgled. I mean, yeah, I suppose so. What about the human skull, though? I'm kind of curious about that. Look at this! What could this lovely, big, shiny box be? That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely you have such things in your own country. Oh my! Yes, but I've certainly never seen one so large before. Shall we listen a while? Oh, isn't that quaint? What a sublime sound. It's like the music of angels. I've never heard anything like it before in my life. This particular specimen is of the larger variety, commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There is a metal disc inside on which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played. My goodness! What a simply delightful machine! Yeah, indeed. Though their popularity has reigned recently, with the development of the gramophone, of course. Science and technology advance at such an overwhelming pace. Yep, but that they do. What an assortment of things there are on these shelves here. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Can't you see that my collection is complete? Crockery, footwear, clocks and watches. Oh, is there anything you care to imagine? Those are forfeited items, offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? Well, when you pawn, or colloquially pop an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time, after which the loan must be repaid. If not, he is free to display it in his shop for sale at a price of his choosing. Oh yes, now that you've explained it, I'm noticing little price tags on everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn that black garb of yours without fear, my dear fellow. My treasured university uniform? Never! It embodies my student spirit! But it also makes you look like a fucking noob who doesn't know what he's about. Hey, got some hats. Let's see what's on this side, I wonder. Look at this! Whatever could it be used for? I have no idea. Don't look at me like that, Jesus. There's a small catch just here. Look. We're going to open it, aren't we? Oh my! That's amazing! It has some sort of spring-loaded mechanism, which we'll never manage to put back to the way it was before. What are you two doing? What? Us? Nothing! No. Nothing at all. Whatever this device is, it seems to have a pair of little windows to look through. I feel as though I've seen something rather similar to this elsewhere. What, is that like a viewfinder? What? I don't know, what the fuck is it? Hey, a cactus. What about this box? Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine does? It seems to have two little windows for looking through. Is that also a viewfinder? Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What you are looking at is a stereoscope. A stereoscope? Fascinating. It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces and see for yourself. Oh, I should be delighted to. Excuse me a moment while I just have a look. Just before you do, there is something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically as it were, you will need to be cross-eyed. However, that is beyond you. It is of little consequence today. Alright then, I'm gonna try it, I guess. Ah! What happened? Mr. Naruhodo, you must see. At once. Oh, alright then. So I need to be cross-eyed. Like I'm trying to look at my own nose. What the? Hey, it's that maid, as a juror from the third case. Here she is in another outfit, I guess. What the? I don't believe it. It's two photos. It's side by side. Oh no. What? It's just a photographic print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Ah, yes. The sense of depth is startling, is it not? Stereoscopes are one of London's many fads. Bro, just two pictures. What are you talking about? They are often found in little stalls in the park. People queue for hours to see them. Why? Why are people meddling with such black magic? I mean, it's not magic. It is no magic, my dear madam. It is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day. Oh. Well, that's, interesting, I suppose. See, April... What day is it, anyway? April 15th? That's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? 15th of April, today's date. But yes, that's not for sale, I must point out. It is an Eastern-style pay-today calendar. Every night at midnight, I tear out the front page to reveal the following day's date. The perfect calendar for a terroir fellow, such as yourself, Mr. Windibank. And who was it who walked out of here with the wrong violin before? Well, when the agreed storage period has passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see. So I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's pleasure, you might say. Oh, yes. I can see you're very dedicated to your job. What? Only tuppence for it? That ain't fair, and you know it. The article's barely worth a penny, miss. I cannot offer more. Sorry, what? Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the counter. Come on, that can't be right. I've even had a proper butcher's at it. I've seen all I need to see, young girl. Oh, hey, it's Gina. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's a young lady from Mr. McGilda's trial 2 months ago. And she got a nice snazzy black coat. Oh, her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer. Earns a crust among large crowds, believing people are their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. Oh, yeah, then, yeah, she shot us. Gordon Ramsay! You lot! Bro, you still have you still have that gun? I thought you gave it back. To Iris. Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well. What? You remember the men? You remember me then, do ya? Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke. That's for sure. Yeah, clearly Ryunosuke wants the fucking smoke. So, what are you doing in here? Down and out, like the rest of us? Nothing to eat? Gonna pop that black weasel? Sorry, coat, have ya? What is about this black uniform that makes everyone comment on it? Jesus. That was, again, that's a very nice, that's a stylish coat. I'll take the coat, if you're selling, pal. Good day. Unless I'm much mistaken, you would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher. Mr. Sholmes. So you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article, and I shall negotiate with Mr. Windibank on your behalf. Pull the other one. I don't need no elk from some stuck-up D. Get out of my business. Go on, or I'll make trouble for you. As you wish, Mr. Straight. I would happily remove myself from your presence. He's really done it. He's gone. He just fucking disappeared. He didn't even leave the door. He just like vanished. That's Sholmes. Truly a man of mystery. I'm sorry, but as I said, there really is no room for negotiation here. What is that thing he has in his hand? Some kind of metal disc? Oh hey, is that like a music box thing? We were talking about music boxes before. And you! Go on! Leave me alone! Oh, Mr. Strayed. Just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest. Suzaru-san can really stand her ground when she wants to. Whatever. Well, hi. It's nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. I mean, you're a pickpocket, so I assume, you know, money's a problem and such. But, you know, relatively speaking, right? Well, anyway. I could go a little longer, but, you know, we've had a lot of long episodes, kind of stretching the limits. So, kind of a shorter shorter episode, you know, every now and then, you know, to try to shake up the pace a bit. So yeah, I'll end things off for here. Besides, you know, we've left off on a good point, I'd say. Gina has returned. I mean, I had a feeling she would return considering how prominent of a role she had on like the cover art and art of the box and shit. But yeah, next episode we will chat with her, see what she's been up to these past 2 months, and why she have that snazzy black coat. But anyway, until then,